Any guy telling me differently is a damn liar. A liar. And trust me, there's a lot of guys in our industry that lies. A lot. I'm ready to go.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to actually have you here because I've been talking about starting this podcast forever.
I remember you talking about this, I think, the very first day we shot.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Which was when?
Let me try. The couch scene. No, I think it could have been the massage scene.
The massage scene was the first
one. No. You talked about it heavily the second one.
Okay.
When we did the couch scene.
The red couch.
Yes.
Mojo. I call it Mojo Couch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was. That was a good scene.
That was a good scene.
I don't know if you remember the pop, but it was pretty good.
So for anybody who doesn't know who I'm talking to, tell me your name and like what's this pop thing we're talking about?
Well, I am PuertoRock. I am an adult film star, male talent. I have been since 2005.
Oh, you're old.
Yes. Yeah, I'm 44 years old. So I've been doing this for quite a while, a good portion of my life.
Wait, when's your birthday?
March 2nd.
Okay. So you're not so much older than I am.
No. No. Not too much.
My birthday's coming up.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you should do a birthday scene.
I should do a birthday scene.
Yeah, I've done a few already.
What kind of thing do you do for a birthday scene?
Easy. I would say
cake.
Cake is one. Or you could do one or two. You could do the cake thing. I've done the cake. I've produced solo scenes for girls, and it was the cake thing. So you could do the smashing of your butt on a cake or your boobs on a cake. Okay. But you can also do two. You can do that because that gets kind of messy. Or you can do a scene where it's always like, I did one with another performer recently for her birthday. Okay. And it was a threesome. So the other girl brought her in and made it seem like they was bringing a stripper. So I was the stripper. And that's what it was. Yeah, and that was her birthday gift. I was her birthday gift.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can run with both those ideas.
Okay.
I think it'll work for you.
I'm always afraid of the sitting on the cake thing because I'm like, that's a lot of sugar in a really sensitive part of the body. Like,
yeah, and if you have pH issues, it can be a problem.
Well, even if you don't have pH issues, I think you're going to give yourself pH
issues.
Yeah,
that's what I should have said it that way. Yeah, you could give yourself a pH issue with that.
Don't really want to do that, but yeah, I have never done a birthday scene.
Use your boobs then. Boobs will work. You got big boobs too. I should know.
I mean, I always make my fans guess the size because I never like to give a straight answer.
Yeah?
I don't. They'll ask me questions. What age are you? What size are your boobs? I'm like, well, what do you think they are? I always want to make people guess.
With me, I think I'm good with guessing within a certain range. So anything I would say from like double D's to, I want to say H cups. I think I know those sizes. Anything past H, sometimes it gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a scene. I don't work with a lot of women. You know that.
Yeah.
I have a handful because they're cool, right?
You're
cool chicks. But I did a sensual massage scene with somebody that I think she said it was a J cup.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so big.
And so she lays on the table and they fall and like on her neck, right? And I'm like, can you how do you breathe? I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know because they're real. They fall, right? So and they're huge. They don't sell them that big, I don't think. But all I can think is, how do you breathe?
As a strength and conditioning, because I'm also a strength and conditioning coach outside of.
Oh yes, I was planning to ask all kinds of questions.
Well, when you deal with clients like that, when you're like stretching them and stuff like that, you have to do it the opposite way from that you'll normally do with somebody with small breasts. So let's say if you're doing like a back stretch, normally you will turn them out like you will push their back and turn their hip towards you.
Okay.
But if you do that and their breast is huge, you can suffocate them because it's all up in their face. So you have to actually turn them the opposite way.
Is this tricks of the trade?
Yeah. Well, it's not. Porn has kind of distorted, the adult industry kind of distorted the way stretching and massaging is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And not saying any names, but it's actually a little bit more straightforward. It's not like when you're stretching somebody out and they have big body parts, you got to make it, you have to announce it. You just can't be grabbing parts. That's one. And then two is like if you're grabbing, like if you're putting your hand your hand should be nowhere near the boobs at all. But the booty, It's different. There's a part when you're stretching some girl's back that you have to push your hand on their butt. So you don't put your hand like this on their butt. You put your palm here. But you let them know you're placing your palm there.
Okay.
Before you do it.
Right. Yeah, have to.
But like in porn, they just distort everything. Like even the massages are like distorted. I'm like, that's not how you massage. But who knows?
No. Well, ironically though, because so when I started, massage is really my thing. So people ask me all the time, like I'm actually really a massage therapist.
You are good.
Thank you. I'm actually trained. I worked in really fancy 5-star spas. Like I know what I'm doing. And then, so when I started, I wanted the massages to be real. So you know that.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
very first scene was a massage scene. Like it's a real massage.
Yes.
And I would, and I was new enough to the industry where I was just like, let me just do my thing, hit the, we'll record it, but it's going to be longer because I'm actually doing the build up.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it to be real. I wanted the build up to be real, and which also can take time. I think we're like, okay, we're on a clock. We're looking at the time here. We need to, let's get a 23-minute scene. We'll spend this, 3 minutes here, 5 minutes here. With the massage, I didn't want to do that. So I took like my real skill set and did it in front of a camera.
I'm just going to toot your horn for a little bit. So if in case when your fans start listening, you are fantastic with the massage and the lead up to foreplay. You do it exactly the way it's supposed to be done. I'm going to tell you right now, I've never been so hard, like going in, and we didn't start any of the sex part yet. And I was already ready to go.
That's so funny.
Because it's that good. Another thing is true what you're saying. And I think you feel more comfortable when it's, at least I do. I don't know about other guys, but I feel more comfortable where it's like, okay, the scene could be short, it could be long, but it fits the parameters of what needs to get done. I don't like when it's unrealistic expectations. And you bring up like a valid point, because when I first started, I was with a company called BustyBabyDolls.com. I started with them in
Busty
Baby Dolls. Yeah, she's the site is up for sale, I believe. Yeah,
okay.
That was the reason why I started branching off to mainstream, or else I had no reason to leave New York City, because I was started with her in, I want to say 2007, early 2007.
Okay, I don't want to cut you off because I want to hear the story,
okay.
but I do want to hear how you got into this.
How
does some random dude end up falling into the industry?
Oh.
Like, how does this work?
Oh, okay. So
Random guy.
I'll tell you. So it was around 2005, because my first scene was December 5th, 2005. Okay. So I want to say it was, because it was a couple of, maybe like a month and some change prior to that, where I met the person I was going to work with. I was I was trying to move out of my mother's house. I just finished graduating college, and stuff is not, I don't know if you realize, stuff is not the same the way it is. Like if you have a specialty here in the United States in terms of, like, let's say I have an art degree. So I have an associate's in fine arts, in commercial arts, and then I have my bachelor's in toy design from FIT in New York City.
In toy design?
Yeah, in toy design.
What?
Yes. So I worked with a company in Nashville, Tennessee for about 2 years.
Wait, hold on. To be clear.
Yeah.
What type of toy?
Kids toys, children's toys. But I can do adult toys because they're made from certain plastics, polyethylene, polypropylene. So most things are, if you're using plastics, interchangeable.
Right.
Polyethylene, polypropylene, the only difference between the two is one you can spray paint on and the other one you can't. The other one you have to blend the paints within the plastic. Yeah.
Okay, please.
And some of them, when you work with them, you have to work with them. It's very strict amounts that you can use because it becomes very toxic. For example, I spilled some one time on my wrist and it turned hard in my pores. So I had to wait until my pores pushed each one of them out. Yeah. So it looked like I had a rash, but it wasn't a rash. It was just that each pore had solid like plastic in it. Yeah. Ooh. I spilled it when I was trying to transfer it to the machine that flips it over. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't mean to sidetrack you on toys. I just needed clarity. Yeah. Okay.
So I was looking to move out. I was at the time I was 25. I was like, I got to get out of here. Mm-hmm. So I started using Craigslist, and I was stripping for bachelorette parties and stuff like that. So then I got discovered with my photos, like the photos that I had up on Craigslist.
Okay.
So some girl hit me up in my email. I thought she was lying at first. Her name was Houston, a MILF named Houston. And then she was like, hey, I like Puerto Rican guys. You're in great shape. Have you ever thought about doing adult movies? I was like, I watch them. I'll do it. It just depends on how much is getting paid. I didn't even hesitate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You weren't worried about showing your
Yeah.
face.
That none of that. I'm a little bit different. Like I don't take people's. As long as it's people's opinion. The only opinions I value are the ones of my family, the ones that really affect my day-to-day stuff. And my family's pretty open. They're pretty understanding, and it's not like any of my family is crazy. They all have regular jobs. They all do normal stuff. Is that we're just very understanding. My mother raised us a little bit different. Like we're strict within each other, but like we don't care about other people's opinions as long as it doesn't affect us. So she asked me, "Hey, would you want to shoot?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "But you got to get tested." At the time, the current, like anybody who knows who was shooting porn at that time, it was AIM. AIM was the main testing facility at the time. Talent testing didn't exist. Clear definitely didn't exist. AIM, you get tested. It was like 188. I definitely remember that double 8 number. And within 2 days, they gave you back your results. But it wasn't like a portal because people weren't using portals at the time. It was actual papers. So it was like this thick.
So it was old school.
Yeah, yellow papers. It looked like a serious medical form.
Did you have to show back up to get your results?
No, it was sent to me.
So they mail it.
Yeah, they mailed it to me. It was, I think it was expedient mail that they sent it. Because I got it, if I remember correctly, I got it pretty quick.
Isn't it interesting just like the advances of technology and the things that they do differently now? Because you're in your 40s. That's really not that old. I mean, as much as people want to talk about how old we are, we're not. So it's weird, isn't that? I just think it's interesting. It's the difference between how the process went then versus now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
There's a funny story that I especially tell my clients and stuff like that all the time. This is awful and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with is that there was an article that was not really an article, but one of the news programs that they show late night, like a Dateline and stuff like that. And this is when I was in college. And I would stay up late doing projects and stuff like that. And I remember watching it, and they were like how advances in technology used to always be every 15 years. And it was just small advances too. Small, not big ones. And mind you, like I said, this was like, I want to say early 2000s.
I believe it.
And they were like, now it's every year that they're finding new stuff. So that's why you see the phones enhancing. That's why you see the video game systems enhancing. That's why you see the car systems enhancing, and by drastic measures. Drastic measures.
Right.
They were talking about AI back then, and look how dominant AI is now. I always tell people it's corny, it's funny, but I firmly believe this. I think the biggest, out of movies in general, like sci-fi movies in general, I think the one that's closest to reality would be something like The Terminator. I swear I think it is.
I agree.
Because we're so lazy. Just look at the stuff that we do. I just want you to pay attention to this. If you pay attention to the story of Terminator Matrix, we become so reliant on equipment and technology that we trust technology to guide us on important stuff. Right now we trust technology to do stupid things, like wake us up in the morning or tell us what time to eat. But I feel that we get so complacent. Look, we don't even get our own groceries anymore. We get so complacent that it's going to be to the point where even people that are in charge of us, or like supposedly in charge of us, like in charge of like the well-beings of our countries, are going to be like, I don't feel like we can just entrust AI to do that. And that's where we're going to have a problem.
Right.
Because if you think about it, we have a moral compass. And the whole story about Terminator is the fact that as humans, we have a moral compass. Even though someone is bad, we don't shun them to the side. Even when somebody is super good, we don't shun them to the side either. Like, we can have a balance. We have a yin and a yang. But things that don't have emotions and don't train on emotions have just
it's black and white. Yeah.
So if you was to say, what is a human to a computer, and you put it in a computer will dissect a human as almost like a bacteria, almost as a germ.
Right.
If you think about it. Because we do move into places. We do absorb the community, whatever it is. We do take natural resources from communities and we spread out like a virus.
We're a bunch of germs.
Yeah. So if you used to tell a computer what did they think of a human, I'm pretty sure if a computer, a very smart one, would be like, we're bad, and we'll try to eviscerate the problem.
Right.
That's the scary part, because if you look at AI now, AI has a lot of control.
Do you think that the future of the adult industry is going? Do you think that AI is going to completely make it how do you even say this? Irrelevant? Do you think that we're all going to be replaced by AI?
A little bit, because if you look at Twitter right now, half those accounts are bot accounts.
Half of them?
Half of them are bot. Like a lot of, you'll see a lot of. It's just too easy to open up accounts now, and that's why I'm going to just tell the podcast so they know it off the bat. If you're asking a star how to get into the industry, you need to go do something. You need to go figure out life, because it's so easy to become an adult star nowadays. It's not even funny. You should not be asking. You should just be doing.
You know what though? It's because people ask me that all the time, right? And you also have to know, who are you asking? If you're a male and you're asking a female, it's going to be a different path, right?
Exactly.
But also, it is a really saturated market already, because so I think you had the era of the star, right? Then you have the era of content creator, which is kind of like when, the fan sites and whatever came up. And so now I think there's such a saturation that in order to stand out, you kind of have to find a blend. You have to, if you want to start as a content creator, you need to find a way to elevate yourself, get hired by studios, something, because otherwise you're just another person doing the same thing everybody else is doing.
It's to the, like, when I first started in 2005, I wouldn't have wished it upon my worst enemy.
Why?
Because, like I was telling you earlier.
Right. Oh yeah. Let's bring it back.
Off. When I started, it was extremely difficult. Like I told you, getting involved. Like, all right. So after I did the scene, December 5th, 2005, that was my first scene. Is with Houston. That's also how I got my name, PuertoRock. So people ask me all the time. I'm going to say it. I've said it. It's funny. I shot the scene. The scene went well. It was in Kips Bay in New York City. It's very ritzy neighborhood of Manhattan. So I shot the scene, and then the girl was like, we were filling out 2257. That's the first time I filled out 2257s. And she was like, hey, what's your stage name? And I was like, oh, I don't got one.
What's a stage name?
So then the guy, so she said, I'm going to give you a couple minutes just to figure one out. So the guy was like, there was a guy who was a camera guy. And he was like, hey, just think of your street, like street you're raised in, and your pet, your first pet. So I would have been Franklin Boots. If that would have been my state. And I was like, no. So I was listening to I had my music playing on my headphones, and I was listening to Big Pun, who's a Puerto Rican rapper. And he says PuertoRock. And I was like, PuertoRock? And she said, boom, I'll take it. Boom. And she wrote it down. That's how I got my stage name.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was nothing fancy. It just was right there.
Okay, I have a little story about mine. So I didn't have a stage name. So I started out on the fan sites, just like a lot of the other girls, right? And so the name I'd set up my account with, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Big Booty Beauty.
A lot of bees.
A lot of bees.
A lot of bees.
Big Booty Beauty. Then I worked with amateurs for a period of time, like 3 or 4 months. And that was really tough.
Yeah.
I'll go into that later when I want to talk more about you. But anyway, so that was a tough thing. So after about 3 or 4 months, I went to my mentor and I was just like, this is too hard. He's like, let me introduce you to some professionals. I'm going to have a pool party and it's going to be a house full of porn stars. Okay, cool. And I was excited because I'm like, I'm going to network and I'm going to meet some people. So I shot with somebody. It was my first time, a professional. And again, he asked me my stage name and I still didn't have one. And so I gave him the Big Booty Beauty and he's like, yeah, you really got to work on your name. Damn it. So then I go back to my mentor and he's there with another producer. And I'm like, guys, I just need help. You guys have been in this industry. You know what you're doing. Help me.
Yeah.
And so my mentor, Kyle Balls, right? He goes, Kyle Balls. I know, I love it. So he's just like, well, I don't know. You're I guess you're a BBW, but you're not really a BBW. You're just thick. And I was like, how about Amanda Thickk? And their faces, they both just went, And I was like, that
goes.
that was the one.
People think it's so intricate, like some intricate processes. Really, it's not. It's just like, okay, and then you just.
I'm just glad you're not Franklin Boots.
Yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. It would have been good for the awards, though.
I mean, knocking boots? I don't know. I guess people would try and figure out where it came
Boots
from.
is to me just too cat-ish. And it was a cat. My cat was named Boots.
I guessed it.
Yeah,
I think everybody would guess.
Yeah, no. That's how, after that is when I had to start emailing because I wanted to continue to do it. It was so easy. It was easy money. And the scene was easy. It was my first time and I knocked it out. It was pretty good. So then it was emailing and finding out different sites. But there was no Twitter. There was no Instagram. So there was nobody to communicate with. You had to literally find them. So I was picking up magazines, and in the magazines, they had the addresses to some of these companies, and I would write them.
Wow.
And some of the girls the girls would have like letters too, and I would write them too. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then before you know it, I'm trying to remember the first company I worked with was a clipforyoutolick.com. Doesn't exist anymore. And it was a BBW who ran it. And she was like, hey, I like your look. And then I showed her pictures from that scene that I did. And she was like, yeah, I can use you. And then you're Puerto Rican, I can use you because most of her performers were African-American. So she said, your lad is good. It's a good mix-up, so I can use you. Problem with her was she was in the other side of New York City. Like literally, like New York City is pretty tight within the boroughs. But when you start talking about Long Island and Staten Island, you got a problem because it's not as close as you think. So she was in Green Acres. Green Acres is the border of Queens and Long Island.
Okay.
I live in the Bronx. So anybody who's listening to this podcast right now from New York is like, oh man, that's far.
Yeah.
So, and mind you, everybody, I didn't have a car. So I was taking the train and the bus. So just think about how long that is. So I would go, I shot with her twice. And then there was one time I shot with her and it was just way too many unnecessary bodies on set.
Oh.
Like it's.
What were they doing there?
They were just there.
Yeah,
they were just there. So that's when I started to kind of shy away. She had a competitor, and the competitor was Busty Baby Dolls. And I was just like, and I was looking at her site. It was the girl who ran Busty Baby Dolls. And she had a bunch of scenes and it was consistent. It looked like it was consistent. Like she was just posting regularly. And then now and that she was up for awards. Like she was winning awards for her site. Like her BBW site won awards. Like it was a good BBW site. It was strictly BBWs, but it was amateur BBWs. And she was having some pro girls that would come in, but a lot of the pro girls got their start with Busty Baby Dolls. Seriously.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
a lot.
Anybody we would know?
Oh my God! Off the rip. What I'm gonna do is I'll get a list.
Okay.
And when we do a second interview, I'll have a good, nice and long list. But there was one girl in particular that I remember that I missed working with her, and I'm so upset about that. I missed working with her, and porn industry is kind of weird. I'm gonna be honest with you. I learned a lot from her. She's extremely business oriented, so she's very cut and dry with a lot of things. When I hit her up, she was like, "Yeah. You could come on in. I seen your stuff." She was saying with a clip for you to lick, and she said you could join it. I'll try you out. And she said we'll do a scene. And I did a scene with her. I remember it was like it had to be early summer because I remember it was hot. And she wasn't too. And the better thing was she wasn't that far from me either. It was in the same borough I was in, so it was just like a shot right down the road. So I would go shoot with her and then go right to work. So the first scene I knocked out. So then she tried a second scene with me, but this time it was a threesome. And once again, I knocked it out. But then I was like, there was a guy there that was working in a threesome. It was 2 guys, 1 girl. And the guy didn't pop. And I was like, and she was cool with that. And she pulled the camera away. And I was like, it's kind of weird. So then I spoke to her on the phone and I was like, hey, and I started going back to some of her old stuff previously. And I was like, you don't do a money shot? And she was like, because at the time that's what they call pop shots, money shots. And she was like, no, like I don't. Like she said, what is a money shot? And I was like, wait a minute, you don't do a finale, like a cum shot? And she was like, oh, that's what it's called? I was like, yeah. So she didn't know what she was. The guy was jerking her for money because she was a solo performer when she started. So she decided to branch, but she didn't want to perform herself. She didn't want to be on camera. But she had girls that wanted to perform on camera. So she was paying the girls and the guys. The guy was jipping her because she didn't know what she was doing, and he wasn't popping. And the reason why he was lasting long was he was fucking a girl the night before or jerking off. So he had no jizz in there. So he could stay hard and just keep fucking for hours. Oh. So I told her that, and I was like, because I'm a consumer of, so I go with the scene. So if I'm going to come with the ending of the scene. And when I told her that, that's when she started to change it up. And that's when the scenes became better. And then she got rid of the guy.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I was like, dude, like your scenes don't have an ending. Like, they don't have an ending. It's just continued. Imagine jerking off to a continuous scene. There has to be an ending.
There has to be a finish there. Yeah. But then she was winning awards and stuff for her
Yeah,
contest, so
no, but her site was more than just sex. That's why.
Oh, I see.
It was solo performer. She's very tactical. She had a good thing going. So she would have a solo, a boy girl, a shower, and something else at the back end, a toy scene. So she would mix and match. So one girl she's getting multiple gigs out of. You know what I mean? So she could just drop them whenever she could, especially if you're doing, I think at the time we were doing maybe like 8 a month, like 8 girls a month.
Okay.
And imagine 8 girls, you're getting anywhere from 4 to 5 scenes from each. So you have enough.
Oh, that's great.
To mark it out.
Yeah.
So with her, I was with her for a long time. I was with her from 2007 to about 2016.
Wow. So catch us up from there. So that's your whole start, but like bring us to today.
Well,
obviously a lot happens in the middle, but like how have you kept going all this time?
Well, has a lot to do with my lifestyle, I would say, outside of the industry. I don't have a very party lifestyle. The heavy partying portion of my life was in college. That was it.
Of course.
That was it. And my father was a drug user. My mother wasn't. So me and my siblings, we grew up like trying to impress my mother and be there for my mom. You know what I mean? Because she was like my mom and dad, basically growing up. Mm-hmm. So we never wanted to do something that was too similar to him to make it seem like, oh, we're repeating a cycle.
Right.
So I had strict rules for myself. So my rules was if I don't remember what happened to me the next day in terms of drinking and stuff like that, I would stop completely. And it happened to me when I was 24, right before the year I filmed the first time. And 2 girls took care of me. If it wasn't for those 2 girls, I don't know what could have happened to me. Because once again, if you're from New York, at the time I was living in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and I was club partying in the Bronx, Castle Hill, which is 2 separate hoods. They're not the same.
And they're not close.
Yeah, they're not close. So all because they're in New York City together does not mean they get along. Okay? So 2 girls took care of me, but I don't remember anything. All I remember was waking up with blood clots all over my arm from throwing up that much, the alcohol. They gave me 6 shots of 151 with no chase. So I vowed never to drink again. So that helped me change my lifestyle.
Wow.
So that coincides with because if you eat well and you take care of yourself, you can perform in this industry. It's not that difficult. But the problem is consistency. Is that, be honest with you, problem is people want their cake and eat it too.
I might be one of those people.
They want to be able to perform. Well, with women in the porn industry, you guys are pretty good. You guys are okay because nutrition is not really going to do too much damage. If anything, if you eat, like, say if you eat junk food, I doubt you do. But let's say if you indulge, all it's going to do is if you train right and you work right, it's just going to go to the good spots, the boobies and the booty. That's what we wanted. But like with me, with guys, you don't understand that blood flow needs to get to the penis. Fast food and processed food will stop the blood flow because your body is going to be too busy processing the food to give yourself an erection. I dare any guy to try it. Any guy. Go have a burger. Go eat a burger, a nice good one. If you're going to go for a burger and you don't normally eat burgers, just make sure it's a good one. Get a nice, good burger. And give yourself 2 hours. Or 3. Or 4. And then go tell the girl, let's have sex. I promise you, you're not going to get that dick hard for a good portion of the sex until like the mid portion. And it's still going to be a struggle. It's going to be kind of hard, kind of soft. Kind of hard, kind of soft. Kind of hard, kind of soft. If she does anything within the sex to turn you off, or maybe like she hits your dick wrong, or your dick slides out, or you're not consistent, I promise she's going to go soft. Any guy telling me differently is a damn liar. A liar. And trust me, there's a lot of guys in our industry that lies. A lot.
So we're going to have a conversation outside of this where we're going to get into, because I want to get into detail about what that nutrition looks like and how you take care of yourself so you can have better performance. So that's actually, we're going to do that after. So for anybody listening, you can have access to that. I'll probably put a link here so you can find that. But yeah, so you have to take care of yourself if you're going to be able to do this.
Not only that, you have to, in this industry, you kind of have to kind of take a step back a little bit with yourself personally. If you have a very domineering personality, guys, I don't think this industry is for you. If you're a guy who doesn't have work experience, like 9 to 5, career job, this is not the career job for you. If you're somebody who believes that men are better than women, this is not the career choice for you. If you're a dog of a human being, this is not the industry for you.
You know what? Just to add to that, I've met some of the coolest freaking people in this industry. And like people that, you know, we come from totally different walks of life. We have maybe different philosophies, you know, politically, ethically, whatever. Like you and I have totally different, we won't get into politics today.
I know.
We have very different perspectives, but still it's like the quality of people that I've met in this industry. Of course, there's some in there that you're like, not my type of person, but I've met some of the coolest fucking people. Yeah. Really.
Yeah. No, I always preface this with this is what I tell people, especially new people coming into the industry or people who start in the industry. I always say 90% of the industry is a good experience. You are going to meet people that are extremely talented. You're going to meet people who do porn now that their career choice prior was something great. Like you do porn? It's because they just got tired. They wanted to express themselves a little bit better. And expressing themselves gives them the outlet to express themselves a little bit better. But that 10% is a rough 10%. Okay? Like it's a rough 10%. It's just like any other job market. Yeah. Like you have a good 90%, especially if you enjoy what you're doing, it's about good 95% good. Because I come from multiple industries. I come from a design industry, arts industry, and I come from the fitness industry as well. Before I got in, I would say the closest one was the fitness industry. Fitness industry is very similar to porn, extremely similar. Business, not so much.
Well, that's the one thing that I think people don't realize is that the content creator like market, I guess, is that we have to be the star. We have to be the marketing director. We have to be the social media manager. We have to be the business manager. We have to be everything. Yeah. It's a lot.
What kills me, and this is, once again, we're talking to the fans right now. I'm going to talk to the fans. The reason why we price things and have things the way they are, and you have to pay for certain things and everything has to get paid for and stuff like that. Every porn star would like to give people free stuff, discounted stuff. But we also look for consistency. It's just like any other job. Once again, like if you walk into the Gap, I used to work with the Gap. That's why I mentioned the Gap. If you go into the Gap, you can buy multiple jeans. But if you go in there asking for free jeans, how can they cut you a discount? They're not making any money. Now, once again, for example, when the Gap started to me, I was with the Gap when they were extremely popular, like when they were the company. They made enough money where they started to branch out and do other things and then offer a lot of extra stuff. And that's because they had the money in there. It's the same thing like for Amanda Thickk fans. If Amanda Thickk is getting if Amanda Thick's videos are moving off the shelves and they're selling well, let's say she makes 10 videos. Out of the 10, 9 are selling well. I'm pretty sure if you're a loyal customer, she might give you that 10th one for free. Why? Because you bought 9 of them.
Yeah.
But the problem with you guys is, this is the problem with fans. Fans are great, but this is the problem with a lot. You could say about 50% of them. If she makes 10 videos, on video 1, you're asking her for a discount.
Oh.
On video 1, you're asking her, can you get that to me for free? Have you established anything with me? Have you established a rapport with me? You understand? Or
this translates to any industry for sure.
But for us, we get it the hardest. So for example, I'll give you an example. So I'm gonna ask, because I'm gonna switch to ask you the questions.
Okay. Ooh.
So let's say if I'm a guy asking you for a custom, tell me if you've heard this before.
Okay.
Okay. Hey Amanda, I love your work.
Why, thank you.
Your work is fantastic. You're so thick. God, I'm so hard for you right now. I would like to see you backflip off of a truck into a car, suck a guy's dick, jump out of the car. There's a guy in the restaurant. You're going to see him. You're going to slap him with a titty, and then you're going to slide down. The guy behind the register is going to you on your face, come back into the car, drive you home, and then the Uber driver who drops you off, you're going to go back into the house, and then you're going to self-debate with a. How much is that custom?
They're going to ask for like $20.
and they remind you, and then you go, I'm a type of person where I already know the insanity of the answer. So I always say, what does your budget allow you to spend? And what they say, I only got $20 to work with.
Yeah.
So think about, that's what we're talking about. That's the problem.
That's funny.
And you know it's true. How many times have you had that?
I'm laughing because there are times where you get requests and you're just like, I don't even know what to say to that. Because, what?
Yeah.
I don't even have words. And then, I do try to at least be considerate of somebody's budget, but I also still have to make money, right? And then when you bring other people into it, when you bring other circumstances, wardrobe changes, location changes, you know what? That's just, most times that's a no for me. Yeah. And I don't do a lot of customs for that reason. I'm doing more now, but I'm also very picky about what I say yes to for that reason.
Yeah.
And it's more the fans that are supportive. I do have I have fans that are fucking great. And I do those things. Like you said, you bought all of these, you're following my stuff. I have somebody, he's like, okay, I have this scene, I have this scene, I have this scene. Do you have any more with this person? Like he's following my career. So he's, acquired this collection of stuff that he's waiting for more. He wants to see who else I'm going to work with and what other scenes coming out. So I was like, you know what? I sent him something. I sent him some panties just because I appreciate you. I send him a video here and there.
It's a give or take. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Of course.
I keep trying to tell people that. I'll be honest with you, if it's like that, it's not going anywhere. But if it's where we have excess amount of free sites, so we have an excess amount of free everything, it's going to have a hard time sticking around. I personally think, especially with AI too. AI is going to be a huge problem.
Well, I think for me, what I see with AI is that people are going to say, okay, I want to see this performer do a scene with this performer, and it hasn't happened in real life. So I'm going to generate a video of AI with these two performers working together.
Yeah, so see what I'm talking about? What if the guy can't, let's say you're thick, and he says, oh, I don't like thick girls, and they put it together, and he starts complaining, and he wants them to take it down. Or they put you with a guy that you'd be like, he's kind of a dick. and be like, oh no. See, it's stuff like that. That's potential problems. Just like recently they had sex toys with the names of a lot of stars that people didn't know about.
And they didn't ask. I actually, that company, I'm not going to say the name, but that company reached out to me after all of that stuff happened to ask if they could use my likeness. And I just never responded because I just felt like I don't want to go into business with a company that did that to other performers. Yeah. That's pretty shiesty.
Yeah, no. And that's, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, you ask, and this all circles back to what you asked about what keeps me in the industry till now. And it's just treating it like what it is. It's a business. If you treat it like a business, you'll stay in it long term. I go into scenes preparing. Like sometimes when I tell girls my preparation, they can't even believe it. They were like, for real? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to take you serious.
Now, okay, without going into the details that
Yeah.
we're going to do later, but like what kind of preparation?
Well, it's more than just in terms of nutrition.
Right.
So for example, like if I'm working with Amanda Thickk.
Okay. You better get your rest.
Yeah. That's one. You better get your rest. No, but I think you're very central and your foreplay is fantastic. It's more like you better eat your Wheaties because you could go at any minute. That's what you should be saying. Now with for example, if I'm working with you, even when I did this with you too. So it's not like I'm making this up. I really did do this with you.
Okay.
So when we agreed to work, once we agree to work and we come to an agreement on a date, time, and what we're going to do, start looking at your stuff. I start researching you. So I look at not particularly Instagram because Instagram is I could sometimes. Sometimes girls got some good stuff on Instagram, and I ain't even going to lie. But mostly Twitter, and I check your stuff out, and I see what you're doing, how you perform, what your body looks like, what I'm going to be into, what I'm not going to be into. And that's what gets me turned on. I just strictly focus. Yeah, that was weird. I should strictly focus in on you as a performer. So I'm liking you. So I'm not thinking of any other girl coming into that scene. I don't want to be, oh my God, having intercourse with you and then imagining Deborah from down the street.
Right.
It has to be about a person because I picked you. That's the reason why we're working together because we picked each other. We're agreeing to work to each other. So why would I have a focus elsewhere?
But what if you didn't pick them? What if it's a paid shoot and this isn't somebody that you would normally in a regular situation choose?
Well, how I do that also is most companies I work with, I'm friends with the people who are putting me in it.
So you kind of have a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge thing going on?
No, not even. All I need to know is who I'm working with.
Okay.
Yeah, all I need to know is who
So
I'm
you
working
can
with.
research them?
Yes, I can research them. All I need is the research material. And I've even told producers that, and they thought that was cool. They were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I say, because I don't want to go in blindsided. So like if it's somebody who, let's say, I rarely have this problem. Like I'll find something on somebody. But let's say she has absolutely nothing that I like, which is, like I say, rare, never happens. Then I'm going to have to use the brain noodle for...
Takes more work.
Yeah. But overall, no.
That doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, it doesn't happen at all.
Has it ever, though? Like, you don't have to say a name, but, like, has it ever happened?
I've shot now a bazillion scenes. I got so many scenes. I'm not even going to lie.
Is that a real number, bazillion?
I am...
Can we do a fact check on that? No, I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you this. I think I'm catching up to Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, shit.
I lost count somewhere around Busty Baby Dolls, somewhere in the middle.
I never kept track anyway.
So but within all those scenes, even with psycho crazy girls, it's only a handful that I could say wasn't what I was expecting. I don't like when people can't sit back and enjoy it a little bit because it's business, but at the end of the day, we're having sex. Let's be for real now. Like, enjoy it. Lay back, enjoy it, have a good time.
It's a job, but it's not a normal job.
Yeah, it's not a normal job. It's not like we're doing like Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop. That's fun, but I don't need nobody talking to me when I'm doing that. Like, I just need to focus. I need my music and going. But we're having sex. So sex is what? Fun. Your endorphin's supposed to be up. You know what I mean? So there was a couple of times where I don't say nothing though. I don't go on set. Some guys are very rude and disgusting on set. I've heard it. Girls have told me. Like if they don't like something, especially if they are like veterans, they come off very aggressive. New guys, not so much. I doubt I don't know. This is a new age. But with me, I don't say anything. I'll continue to work, but I will never work with you again. I will always say that in my head. They'll be like, "Hey, you want to work again?" I'm like, "No." Nope. I don't like when paid scenes. You can tell me whatever the fuck to do. Whatever you want to do, we're doing it because you're paying me. If you want us to have sex in a clown car, we're gonna have sex in a clown car. Like the other day, this is funny, but it was a company that me and you worked for,
Okay.
Okay. They wanted me to dive in the pool, and I don't swim. I'm not a good swimmer.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna swim at all. But I did it anyway. I felt like I was about to drown. And what's even worse is because I told the producer, I can't swim. Somebody has to jump in and get me. He said, I can't swim either. So I did it anyway. And he goes, I like working with you because you take the initiative. You
Right.
do it. You don't question it. You just do it, which is great. And I don't. Why? Because they pay me. They pay me to be there. But when we're collabing, stuff like that, I will give initial ideas just by looking at you. Most of the time, the women go, "Oh my God, yes." Oh, sorry. Women go, "Yes, let's do that idea and run with it." So I really don't have anything to say. We just go with it. But then there's some girls that try to dominate the scene way too much. Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's stop here, do this, stop here, do this, put the camera here, do this, do this. Yeah, that fits what you're doing. It doesn't fit what I'm doing. So like if I'm working with Amanda Thickk, my fans want to see her butt, her riding me. They don't want to see me crowding her. Like as much as I wanted to be on top of you, like, oh, and just have that. And that's what the fans think. That's why some fans think they could do, because they think it's just like, oh, get on top. They don't understand that that's frowned upon. Like that's not something you're supposed to do. You got to open up. You have to know where the camera is at all times. You need to, how I gauge the camera guys, I'm looking at you, but I can look at the camera guy in my peripheral. So I can see him move that way. So when he moves that way, I can adjust and go into a regular sex position. And that's where you get closest to doing your money shot. But as soon as he comes right back, that's when I'm back to opening like that. Yeah.
It doesn't feel quite the same.
No, it doesn't. And that's another reason why I do like working with thick girls like yourself, because I can stretch out and it still feel the same because your butt's so big. Your tits are so big. I'm just a natural boob guy. Sorry. So titties is my thing. But it's stuff like that. It's very engaging. And to me, it looks good. Like thick girls look fantastic with me because I'm lean. I'm muscular, but I'm very lean muscular. I'm not like Hulk Hogan big or something like that. I'm very like Bruce Lee type.
It's a body contrast.
Yeah, the body contrast looks fantastic.
Well, I think contrast in general looks nice because you've got, like, I think that's why interracial is actually so popular. You've got the skin color contrast. I think in that it's a size contrast and also body type where, you've got a harder body with the softer, rounder body. I think it just visually looks interesting because we did a scene with Kyla Keys. And I loved it because visually she's very slender. She's really petite. She's blonde with blue eyes. And then, we're both Latino, but you're darker than I am. So like the whole visual looks really great. It looks really great.
I love it. But people, there's a big misconception, and this, we're not only going to educate the fans a little, we're going to educate some of the porn stars a little bit. Ooh. Because I always hear girls complain about certain things. Oh, why do they put me with such and such person? Oh, why can't I work with such and such company? Oh, why are they not booking me because I'm overly tatted? It's a lot less complicated than you think. It boils down to certain schematics. And we just talked about it. The reason is like what you said. The reason why they prefer filming interracial, is that lighting is not a big deal. I can leave a light right there. And if the girl is ultraviolet white and I'm fucking her, you can record right there and it'd be, oh my God, I can see everything.
Right.
Everything. I can see the insertion from a distance because her butt cheeks are so white and my penis is so brown. You can see the contrast.
Right.
When I work with girls who are so similar to me in skin tone, you have to put a light. You have to put extra light. So the camera guy is holding a light and doing here. Multiple stuff. Same thing with tattoos. Girls go, oh, they want to book me because I got a lot of tattoos. Yeah. I want to know why? Not because you have the excess tattoos. Because, well, one is because of the maturity thing. There's a lot of weird age play. We won't get into that.
Oh, yeah. I don't like
But
that.
it also has everything to do with the editing process that they forget about. Amanda doesn't have many tattoos. So if I'm doing a picture of you, I could use a smudge tool and get away with it.
Oh yeah.
In Photoshop.
Yeah.
If you had an arm sleeve, and let's say the lighting didn't come out too good on that arm sleeve, man, you know how much extra work I have to do to edit that arm?
You know what? I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah, because if I smudge tooled it and I said, what's going to happen to the tattoo?
It's just all gray.
It's gonna get altered.
It's gonna look weird.
And a lot of women forget that process.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have a lot of tattoos, so why would I? But
We did that. Me and my camera guy, we sat down and we was doing some editing. We're just discussing just the art of filming and photos and stuff like that. And I just saw him do a basic edit, and we did an advanced edit. And the advanced edit is where most of the mainstream companies want to do, because they want to sell their product. They want to make their product stand out. It has to stand out amongst the crowd, because there's a lot of up-and-comers who just do collabs that have the cameras. They have the lights. So what separates you is how talented you are using the apparatus you have. So if you see the difference in the photos, you got to see how much work goes into that photo. So the less tattoos they have to deal with, the easier time they have. But if the girl is heavily tatted, they got a lot of work cut out for them. They better off, if a girl's heavily tatted, seriously, you better off taking the best pictures possible with the least amount of editing.
right, interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny though. As I'm getting a little older these days, you know, when I look at my pictures and I'm like, oh, I see it. I'm starting to see my age, right?
Yeah.
And then I want to edit more, but then also I realize, you know, a lot of the fans, they don't want to see super edited pictures either.
Yeah.
So all these flaws that I hate, I'm being encouraged from producers and directors and people who are like, no, just leave it. They love it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that true? Is it true, guys? I'm asking now the audience. Is it true that you want to see like the freckles and the lines and all the things?
No, I do.
Really?
I don't mind, you know, the girls when they have the stretch marks on the side, especially like a lot of Latinas, the tan ones, like my skin tone, they have the stretch marks around their butt, the tiger stripes. I like that.
Really?
I like it.
I've never really, I mean, I think I've had stretch marks since the beginning of time, so I've never really give a shit about it. But
It doesn't bother
I know
me.
some women really, it bothers them a lot. So ladies out there, like it's not that, so what you're saying is stretch marks, not a big deal.
Yeah, and but once again, it speaks to a bigger issue, and podcasts like we're doing right now, I think you should always educate, especially when we're talking about. It should never be about the generic stuff. Like, let's just be cut to the chase when it comes to. Problem with is when it started like in the 50s with Playboy and all that stuff, the nude magazines. It was a rebellious subject. You were a very church-heavy country, a very Christian-heavy country, and it had a lot of brushback from the government, a lot. With many court cases, civil rights court cases, constitutional cases, where they had to fight in order to win.
Right.
It's crazy what I hate correlations with like comics or like wrestling stuff, because I'm a nerd, so I always correlate the same thing.
Right.
There was a statement in the Batman movie that is an important statement.
What is it?
Is when he says, you could be the hero now, but you live long enough to see yourself become the bad guy.
Oh.
So what did is that been around long enough to see itself become the government in which it hated. And let me explain. Started as an all-inclusive thing for people who just wanted to express themselves art-wise. So if a girl was overly sexualized in the 50s and 60s and 70s, she could express herself. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with guys. Guys were allowed to be promiscuous, and it wasn't a crime. Women were told to keep themselves reserved and be in the kitchen and do stuff, girly duties, which doesn't exist. You understand? But they were trying to force that upon women. So women were using the adult industry, or just adult jobs in general, sex work jobs in general, as a way of showing their independence a little bit, you know, because they were using their body to make money. And if you think about it, like, for example, prostitution is the oldest profession in the world, you know, and at the time, some of the millionaires in this country were women who were madams. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel like now, as opposed to back then, where it had a purpose, it served the purpose of being an art form, has changed. It's not all inclusive anymore. It's the has and the has nots. It's the haves and the have nots. It's the star and the content creator. It's no longer all inclusive. I give an example. If it's all inclusive, everybody, and if it's the way it used to be, correct me if I'm wrong. When's the last time you saw a BBW perform on Brazzers? Multiple BBWs, not one. And when's the last time you seen it not as a token shoot, but as a main shoot? I'll wait.
Okay, I have a question. Because
Yes.
I've only been in the industry for a handful of years now. It's not that long. And I have been told that at one point, these big companies did try to have BBWs, like more so. I also was told, now I don't know if this is true, this is all just what I heard, that the people who were making those choices were not interested in BBWs, right? So you have guys who are not attracted to BBWs choosing BBWs for fans. So the fans didn't like the girls they chose, so therefore it flops because they're not interested in the girls that they chose because they're not the type.
But this is what I come back to you with. I'll use you as an example. Let's say you're doing your fans, right? Let's say you are a skirt fetish girl.
Okay.
But skirt fetish is not selling for you. But this is something you really want to do. You make okay money with the skirt fetish, but it's not selling as much. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna probably reset the idea and come up with something else because you want to be successful at this. The companies chose to let it go under the bridge. They said, let's just scrap it altogether. You understand what I'm saying? But that's why companies like Plumper Pass and BBW Adventures and stuff like that are successful with the BBW market. Why? Because there's people craving it. It's a very it's a very niche market.
Right.
And it's the same thing, and it goes same thing with gay performers and transgender performers. It's the same thing. At the end of the day, sex work is sex work, regardless of who it is. Do I perform with transgender performers? No, I don't. Do I support them in the industry? I do, because it's an expression of art.
Right.
It's an expression of art. And now the industry, sex workers, like I said, we started as something against the government, and the government was basically telling us, hey, you can't do that. We don't want that. Now it's us doing that to ourselves.
Right.
There's companies going, oh, no, we don't do that. We don't want that.
Right.
So we lived long enough to see ourselves become the bad guys.
Well, I get that it's a business, right? So
Yeah.
like if what you're creating, like you said, if you have a skirt thing and it's not selling, then you change direction.
Yeah, you just change it up.
I support entrepreneurship. So if a company is trying something and it's not working and it doesn't work, it doesn't make money. I also see the other side of it, like being in a niche, right? So BBW, like we don't get a category. The only categories we get in these award shows are fan voted ones. We don't actually have a category within the industry that's recognized by the industry.
Exactly.
And so like right now they have pre-nominations open for Avian and for XMA. They're rebranding. So XBiz is now XMA. And I went through the list and I was like, well, there's no BBW category here. Okay.
But
so
you want to know what the award, this is fans, let me know. I'm going to educate you one more time. This is what the award shows really are. Award shows mean absolutely nothing. Let me explain why.
that's true.
It's based off of opinion. So for example, I to Amanda Thickk stuff. I like Amanda Thickk stuff. There is nothing no one's going to tell me about it. So if there's an award show, who you think I'm going to talk about? Who you think I'm going to promote? Amanda Thickk. And if it's other girls that I like, I'm pretty sure they look exactly like you or have similar body types. It's a base of opinion. It's just like me, because I'm a Yankee fan. I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I can't convince a Boston Red Sox fan to be a Yankee fan. but it's my opinion. Is based off of opinion. There's no stats that if seriously, if awards were real, if they were supposed to be real, this is how actually they should go. They need to go to Pornhub, right? They need to see what are the highest rated videos. That's to start. So if you're going to do best video of the year, you need to see which is the highest grossing scene on Pornhub or on X videos. Okay? Not on your website. On those tube sites.
Right.
That's one. That's one. If you're going to say top female performer of the year, she has to have a minimum. She needs to be shooting all the time. Like, she needs to be everywhere. And if that's the case, Angela White should win it every single year.
Well, she kind of does. I
Yeah.
think. But you know what? And I met her once briefly.
She's hot. She's got some big
She's
ones.
beautiful.
She's so...
And now, of course, I don't know her personally. I just met her once, right?
Yeah.
But she just seems like such a beautiful person.
Yeah, she's got...
She really does.
And she's so hot. She's got some...
And she's hot.
boobies.
So every time I see her on the cover of fucking everything, because I'm like, oh, there's Angela White
Yeah.
again. But it's deserved.
Yeah.
I don't see other people working that hard. And now, of course, there are people who work that hard.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that they're elite.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the case, she should be winning it all the time.
Yeah.
And if you're going to talk about indie girls, you know, like content creators and stuff like that, then Kasumi should be winning it every year because she's everywhere.
Yeah.
She works all the time.
She
There
does.
should be no competition. Same with the men. No offense, but it should be Johnny Sins. Somebody whose their name is all over the place.
Working all the time.
Somebody who's working consistently. And look,
Right.
I'm a male performer, and I'm telling you that.
Right.
You understand? There should not be like, oh, some random scene that you just put up there to get nominated. The Avian Awards and all the other awards are a glorified attention grab. That's what it
Right.
is. And what I don't like about it is they trick the smaller creator by giving them, it's almost like giving breadcrumbs. You can get the cat and the dog to come if you feed them. If you don't feed them, they're going to stay right over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, I'll give you an award. We'll put your name on a screen. And guess what? Here's your prize. You want to know what your real award is? Your real award is we take photos of you on the red carpet. That's your award. Ain't you feel like you're a part of something?
Yeah. Okay, but now devil's advocate here.
It helps you out.
Is this just you saying it because you're
No,
not
no,
on the right? No, I'm just devil's
No.
advocate.
First off, if you want to get nominated, all you have to do is tell your fans to nominate you.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's all you have to do.
It's really easy.
So if I wanted to do that, I could just go tonight and just say, hey, man, just throw me some
You know
nominations.
what, though? The first time I was nominated, I didn't even know I was nominated. I
Yeah.
had no clue until I think somebody retweeted it, and I was just like, I had no clue. Nobody notified me. Nobody told me anything. And so that first year, I wasn't supposed to be on the red carpet because I didn't RSVP, because I didn't fucking know I was nominated.
Yeah.
I was like, where are the people who are contacting nominees to let them know about this?
Your fans nominate you. So if your fans want you, they can. Some fans you can tell. You could tell them to do it. Mm-hmm. There's some people there's people that have gotten nominated because they offer gifts to their fans for putting nominations. Hey, if you nominate me and you show me proof that you nominated me, you get such and such.
I sent them pictures on my OnlyFans. I was just like, hey, nominate me, show me you did, and I'll send you a picture.
There's nothing wrong with taking advantage of the system.
Yeah.
My problem is the system.
I still didn't win, though.
Yeah. My problem is the system. My problem is that they have you guys sit there. I just don't like the segregation of it. You understand what I mean? Like, if there's going to be a fan awards, you should be up there getting your award. Period. But what they do is they use you guys to fill the crowd.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, let's say tomorrow, let's say if they took away all the fan awards, they took away all the content creator awards, right? And it was gone. If you looked at the crowd for Avian, it would be about 50 people, 60 people. Mostly producers from the companies, camera people from the companies, and the people that performed for those companies.
Wow.
It would not be the crowd that it is. So they're basically using you to give these people attention. And if you don't believe me, it's not about attention. Go ask some of these girls what. Let's say if there was a debate. Let's say if a girl goes. Let's say you go, hey man, I really don't like you. I like this girl. What do you mean you don't like me? Who doesn't like me? Anyone who starts a conversation like that?
People really say that?
I've had that said to me
What?
about 50 times since moving to Las Vegas.
What?
Yes.
People really say that?
Yeah.
In real life?
Yeah.
Out of their real mouths?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna one thing about me, and I think you know this already. I'm never gonna say something I don't have experience with.
Right.
I'm never gonna tell you a story that I haven't experienced myself. Like it was to the point, like, see where you just said that just now? Like, really? Obviously I didn't want to say nothing to the person.
Right.
But in my head I was like, I can't believe she said that.
That's kind of the equivalent of like, don't you know who I am?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and somebody did that to me this week. Yeah, somebody did that to me this week. Somebody told me this is word for word what she said. So like, once again, fans and people listening and stars alike who is listening to this podcast, and I hope it's a ton of people because Amanda's great. But if somebody told you this, tell me, once again, if this is not about attention, then why would you have to tell another performer, A, I am Dog Fart's top selling scene this last month or something like that, or like recent, and I'm Team Skeet's top selling scene. That was the reason for her saying, because I told her I didn't want to collab with her because we spoke about a collab and she wanted to add stuff to the collab, and I told her through DM, I'm not doing that. That doesn't sell for me. Oh. I said we either agree on this or like or else I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
And she agreed on it, on what I said. So I was like, cool. So we were just setting up the final stages because it was the day before. Mm-hmm. So I needed to know where I was going and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, last minute, she tried to go, oh yeah, so we're going to do what I told her we're not doing first. And I was like, no. I said, I clearly told you doesn't sell for me. I said, I don't mind doing it after I get what we need to get done first. Right. Like in the future. But in terms of money-wise, it doesn't sell for me. Mm-hmm. So she started saying, oh, but we could do that another time. No, we can't do it another time. It's either we do it or we don't.
Well, scheduling is so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like once you make all the effort, the time and the commitment, everything.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, at that point, I didn't care. I was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, but then she hit me with that. She was like, well, it's time saying, I said, can I ask you a question? And I literally told this in the text. I said, can I ask you a question? What does that have to do with the collab that we're about to do? Because I could care less about that. I don't care if you could be the mega star of Brazzers. If a scene is not going to work, it's not going to work.
Right.
Like, you don't have to tell me about it. I don't care.
See, the times like when I've worked with people that their style is totally different than mine, their stuff doesn't sell for me. I've tried it. Yeah. Right? But I'm not necessarily going to say no to the collab. You just have to manage the time, right? Like, okay, we're going to film this part for you. I'm not going to include that part in my scene, but we're going to continue until I get what I need too. Yeah. So that way, I actually like it when we each have something a little bit different. Yeah. Than just offering the same thing. I mean,
Well, that takes us into a topic of collabing. The topic of collabing is basically like this. See, you're fairly new to the industry still, even though you've been a veteran for a little bit now, right? You've been working for a while.
I'm like coming up on 4 years.
Okay, almost. 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
When collabs started first popping and people started doing collabs in around 2016. Oh, really? 2016, yeah, 2016. But it was collabs were different. And this is let me explain to the newbies. So this is where collabs supposed to have been and used to been. Collabs started like this. People were filming scenes, paid gigs. And a lot of girls started to ask questions, which is good. They started asking questions on set as opposed to just going to set, making money and leaving. They were asking, hey, because some girls were producers and women were seeing that. Mm-hmm. Like more and more women started producing scenes and owning sites. Mm-hmm. So other women were like, hey, how do you do that? Because I want to do that. I want to be a boss too. Like, I don't want to be just fucking guys the whole time. You know what I mean? I want to do other things. Right. So it started with trades like that. So it was like, if I had a camera and I had a set, it was a collab. We were trading the set and the camera for the sex scene. Right. You get it? Uh-huh. So now the girl has a scene, a high quality scene, and so does the guy does. That's the way the collabs started. It was like almost like a trade for kind of goods, almost like
Right. Like a contribution.
Yeah, like a contribution type thing.
Right.
Then it went into what is called exclusive trade. This is when I started doing collabs because I wasn't trading for goods. I was trading for actual scenes. So I started with exclusive trade. Now, exclusive trade is different. It was 2 scenes. Every time you booked with somebody, it was 2 scenes.
One for me,
one for me, one for you. We either did it the same day or we did it 2 separate days. So let's say if we were booking back in the days, Monday, if you're free all day and I'm free all day, then we could probably bang out 2 that day. But if the girl would go, oh, I got something like at 3, I could do something in the morning, I always let the girl go first. That was one of the reasons why I became really popular, because it didn't faze me to let the girl have the scene first. It like, who cares? You know what I mean? It's a big deal. But then she will always do the back end scene for me, which was cool. I didn't mind it. I didn't care. And a lot of women hooked me up because of that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of women had pushed my name forward early because of how flexible I was. And they were women of their word. Like, they would be like, hey, if you do this for me, I'm gonna do this for you. Boom, 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 boom. And they would do it.
Nice.
They would do it. Boom, boom. Like, my first pro gig is, like, I consider them pro gigs. The gigs I was doing was more amateur in New York. My first pro gigs was because I did a favor for a girl.
Nice.
And she said, listen to me, when I put this scene out, because she got robbed on her tour. So she was going to pay us for the scene. She couldn't pay us.
Oh.
And it was funny how the story went. It was supposed to be about 4 girls and 5 guys. Only me and 1 other male performer stood after she said that. Because me and him, we were New York performers. We were independent performers in New York. We just wanted our names out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Willing to trade off.
And yeah, so she was popular. And she was like, look, man, I thank you guys so much. We did like in 2 days, we did a number of scenes. So she was like, hey, you mind if I use the content? And I was like, we were like, yeah. We don't care. She said, I promise you, I'm going to put you out there. And boom.
And she did.
The next day, yeah.
So was that exclusive? Because we were talking about exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive.
So.
Yeah, that's an exclusive trade where I really didn't trade for the scene. I traded for the attention.
Yes.
And it worked because I would say 2 weeks later, I was in Miami shooting.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Strategic.
Yeah, it was very strategic.
You know, that I did a scene recently with somebody. It was a trade, right? And I'm doing a lot less collab trade lately for kind of what we're talking about. And I know you're going to talk about that more in a second. But, you know, when 2 people have the same scene, which is not the exclusive, because we're talking about exclusive.
Yeah, you're talking about just what they call collabs now.
So what we do collabs now is I've shot a lot less this year for this reason, because then either both of those people have the content and or camera person as well. Yeah. So now you have extra hands in the cookie jar here. And like, so, you know, nothing against her at all, but like she's posting pictures of our scene, like she's doing all of her promo and stuff, and she's tagging me on everything, which is nice, right? Because you like that like the cross-pollination of our audiences and whatnot. But she wants me to retweet, she wants me to share, she wants me to post on my stories and all the things, and I get it. And I'm selling the same product.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I'm robbing myself of money that I could be making on this scene because you're promoting yourself and it's awesome. But if I turn around and promote you, you're going to make all the money on the scene and I make nothing. What's the point?
Now that you say that, there's a thought process that I have with that.
What's the process?
I think when it comes to girl content, and when girls work together, I think you both need a strict date to release.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to lose a fan to another woman.
Right.
It really is. And that it's different if it's me and you. I'll explain why it's different. Because my fans are going to just go buy off of me, period.
Right.
Your fans are going to buy off of you, period. Why? Because your fans just want to see you get fucked.
Right.
So they're not going to come to me to see other girls get fucked. They're trying to see you get fucked.
Right.
So they'd rather wait till you release it.
Right.
So they don't want to purchase off of me. Vice versa. The only time they would do that with a guy is if you're selling your scene at $45 and I'm selling my scene at like $5, which some guys do.
That's crazy.
That's when you have to properly vet the people that you're working with, because
I've
how
had
much you're
people
selling
like
it for.
discount a scene like so hard that we did, and I was so pissed.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. But then, yeah, I can't control what they sell it for. Now, of course, they're not doing it anymore, but they did for a period of time. And I was just like, man, that's an intentional dig on me. That sucked.
The only time I would say you could potentially maybe sell a scene at some random price is if you got so much content. Like me, you got I think
I don't like 10.
We got, me and Amanda got quite a few scenes. So much scenes to the point where she texted me one time and asked me about a scene that I totally forgot that we did because we just did one right a little bit before that. And I was like, oh, swear, I forgot to edit that one.
Well, and I haven't even edited our last scene.
I know. The last scene was pretty good too.
Yeah, but so it's still in my hard drive.
If you like ripped pants,
Oops, sorry.
if you like her butt exposed with ripped pants, you're going to like this next one that we did.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's good. I was editing.
We have 2 of those.
Yeah, I was editing it and I was like, oh man, this is a hard scene to edit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to go.
Because your boobs and the boobs be bouncing at the top. Listen, guys, I am a titty guy.
Yeah.
You don't understand. And if you like Amanda Thickk the way I like Amanda Thickk, then trust me, I get the angles. I know what you want to see.
Oh my gosh.
I know what you want to see. Trust me, I know what you want to see.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Let me where can people find you? I'm obviously going to put links and stuff below everything, but where can we go to catch all of these scenes? And we're going to do another one of these.
Oh yeah.
We could talk forever.
Yeah, I think, you know what would be cool? I think what you should do would be different.
Huh.
As opposed to doing one-on-one, I think you should have maybe 4 people at a time.
Oh my God, my head would explode.
I think one right here, you right here, another person right here next to me talking. And I think you should have 2 guys, 2 girls.
That would be wild.
Well, you and another girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do something like that once a month or something. Because to get that many people in one room.
You know what you could do? And this is how you can do it too. You could do people who just collabed with you. Like, let's say if it was me, you, and Kyla Keys. It could be right there. Kyla Keys is fantastic.
I love her.
Yeah.
You know what? I found, I go to the same gym as her.
Okay.
Right? So I've seen her working out.
Yeah.
So,
I worked with her, which was weird. I worked with her 3 times in a row, within a week span.
Really?
Yeah. Life is so weird. Life is so, I throw this out there before we go into a little this stuff. My camera guy, Danny, goes, hey, I got this girl that I filmed, and she's fantastic. Have you worked with her? You know? And I never met her. And he was like, it's Summer Wilder. Have you ever worked with her? I was like, no, I don't know who that is. And when he showed me the picture, I said, oh, okay. I seen her through another girl that I worked with.
Oh, okay.
And this is how life works. The next day, I get called to do an orgy. They were like, hey, we need a body for an orgy and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, cool. It was a mainstream one, bunch of mainstream people. So we go to the house. It's way out there in Vegas. I'm talking about way out there. I get there. I'm doing the interview process. I come out. So I'm filling out the paperwork. And guess who's standing right next to me? The girl he's telling me about. And I'm like, get out of here. And I told her, I said, hey. I said, and she goes, yeah, I know him. We had a good time. Boom. We filmed. Bang. Since that day when I met her, we already shot 3 times.
Oh my gosh! Of course you have. That's how it works.
Yeah, 3 times. We did one that we filmed together ourselves, one that I had the camera guy film, and then that orgy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Okay, well, so where are people going to find this? Where?
So you can find me on OnlyFans at PuertoRock XXX. Straight one word. Okay. Now, my website is where I want everybody to go. It's Puerto, PUERTO -rock, ROCK.com. Okay? That's an actual site. It's not a link site. It's an actual site. It has scenes on there.
Nice.
Good scenes. Then many vids, obviously, is PuertoRock XXX 20. For some very odd reason, the other stuff was taken.
What?
Yeah, so it's PuertoRock XXX 20.
Okay.
Very similar to my Twitter. So, or X. X and Twitter, same thing.
Yeah.
Same name, PuertoRock XXX 20.
Okay.
IG, on the other hand, is a little bit different. is Puerto, Puerto underscore rock, ROCK 80 VER period 2 version 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna link all this stuff so it's easier for people to
And
find.
then TikTok is PuertoRock triple X. No, not PuertoRock triple X. It's PuertoRock 90.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're all over the place.
Yes. Yes. And you can also catch my scenes on Plumper Pass, and I got a scene with her on Plumper Pass too, just in case. Yeah.
You know what's funny is because when you film a scene and it's a long time ago and
Mm-hmm.
you kind of, you did it, but you kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
And then you'll get new fans and people find you and discover you, and so to them it's new.
Yeah.
So I get people all the time who are like, I just saw this scene and you were in the pool, and I was like, I was in the pool. What scene? I'm like trying to remember. I'm like, oh yeah, I did that little thing before the scene in the pool. Okay, got it.
So good.
Yeah,
So good.
That's a good one.
And just to let you guys know, I know this is pre-recorded, but you're going to see it sometime. Amanda, show her love. Show her love. This is a pet project of hers.
Yes.
And I hope it's successful.
Thank you.
And then if it's successful, she could bring more people on. You can
Yes.
have more fun.
Do our little round table situation.
do a little round table situation.
I like it.
Yes. Support her the way you support her on her videos and everything else.
Thank you.
So this turns out pretty good for you.
Yeah.
And then I could come back
Yes.
and tell you tales from the dark side. Or tales from the bright side, whichever way you look at it.
Whichever way you look at it. Well, thank you. And let's do this again.
Yeah, for sure.